Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Swedish Dividend Investor. Sorry for my absence. When I was leaving Norway 2 weeks ago, I felt mildly sick, and during the evening when I got back home, I started coughing like crazy. It got so bad I lost my voice last week, and I was coughing like every 10 seconds. I'm still not fully recovered, but that's usually the case with coughing. With that out of the way, let's go through my dividend income for September. If you're new here, we talk about dividend stocks, ETFs, and we do valuations, all with a sweet Swedish accent. So if that sounds like something you're into, like the damn video, comment and subscribe. First off, let's check the performance and the portfolio value. Now, I have 2 separate portfolios, so it will be hard to measure the exact performance. But since my second portfolio is still very small, let's go with the larger one and take the gains or losses from the second one into account. Here is my combined portfolio value in Swedish crowns, and here is the total value in US dollars. As for the performance, I'm still lagging a bit, but seeing how we closed on Friday, with the Nasdaq 100 being down over 3%, maybe it's soon time for my portfolio to shine. Alright, let's go with the first week of September, where I received 2 payments. The first payment is from Sweden's own Realty Income, Cibus Nordic Real Estate. I have started to buy some more as of lately. I'm aiming for around 700 shares, and we are currently at 383, so 217 shares to go. My then 363 shares each paid me around 0.7751 Swedish crowns per share, so that comes out to 281.36 Swedish crowns. And like I always say, I don't pay any taxes on dividends from Swedish companies, since I hold them in a special tax sheltered account. In dollars, we land at 29.61. Moving on with the next one. PFLT floating rate. Big oof here. I'm down over 30% on this one. There are a couple of reasons behind this. The first one is the double whammy of both a decreasing share price and the dollar going from 11 Swedish crowns down to 9.5 roughly. Another problem is I can't buy any more shares of this from this broker. I will fix that since my other broker allows trading with BDCs. The only problem with that is I will have 2 separate holdings of PFLT floating rate, since I can't transfer these ones to my other broker. Anyway, my 120 shares each paid me $0.1025, so a total of $12.30. And since we need to feed the fat government, we also have to remove the theft fee of 15%, so 1.85 roughly. We land at a total payout of $10.45. Summing up the first week, we are looking at a monthly total of $40.06. For the second week, I got 8 payments. Starting off with Global X S&P 500 covered call ETF. Set it and forget it. I love them. My 210 shares each paid me $0.116, making the total $24.36 and no taxes. I also don't pay any taxes on dividends from ETFs based in Ireland. More money in my pocket and less for the Brussels heads. Next up is this ETF's brother, Global X Nasdaq 100 covered call ETF. What can I say? High yield, no taxes, massive cash flow. My 196 shares each paid me $0.151, making the grand total roughly $29.6. Thank you very much. Let's continue with some more covered call ETFs. JEPI, JEIP, JP Morgan US Equity Premium Income Act. I'm not going to say the whole name. 36 shares, each paying $0.228, landing at a staggering $8.2, and yet again, no taxes. Every player in my portfolio has its role. I got to say, I'm not very happy with this one. The dividend amount is all over the place and the current yield is around 6%. I still haven't given up on it though. Alright, let's check out the next one. JEPQ or JEQP. It's got a higher yield, even though it's a bit all over the place, and it isn't down as much as the S&P 500 one. I also have 36 shares of this one. each paid me $0.247, making the total $8.89 and no taxes. Still holding and still contemplating whether to add more or just wait and see. Time for the big brother. JGPI, or JEPG as I would want to call it. By far my biggest holding. I put almost all my capital from selling Philip Morris into this one. This is my favorite covered call ETF. Pretty stable share price, a nice dividend of around 8%. Also, no taxes. I want to push this holding to 700 shares, but I'm in no rush to do that right now, since I have around 12% of my invested capital in this ETF, but that is a short to mid-term goal of mine. My 480 shares each paid $0.178, making the total payout $85.44. I do like that. Next up is a Swedish covered call ETF. Montrose Global Monthly Income. Fun fact, this ETF is registered in Ireland, as you can see in the ISIN number. The IE stands for Ireland, so for other Europeans, there is no withholding tax to Sweden if you buy this. I might increase this holding, but right now I'm focused on Cibus and allocating the holdings from a high yield portfolio, so that will have to wait. My 309 shares each paid me 0.445 Swedish crowns, so that's 137.50 Swedish crowns. And in dollars, we land at 14.47. Alright, enough with the covered call ETFs. Next up is Archer Daniels Midland. Ah yes, a super boring agricultural business. It took a while for the market to push it up from the lows where I was buying it. But for now, I have gained some and collected dividends along the way. My 100 shares each paid me $0.51. So we need to do some gigabrain math here. Yeah, $51. But the taxman wants his cut for doing nothing at all. So we remove the tax of $7.65 and we land at $43.35. Last payment for this week, another favorite ETF of mine. Exact Nordic High Dividend Low Volatility. Ah yes, Sweden's own dividend growth ETF. Sadly, they have been trading at a premium since the tariff debacle, and I can't justify buying them at these levels. But my 590 shares each paid me 1.87 Swedish crowns, so that's 1103.30 Swedish crowns. And when we convert it to freedom units, we land at $116.14. Summing up the second week, the total is $330.45. That brings the monthly total to $370.51. For the third week, I received two payments. First out is Amgen. Bought it low with plans to buy even lower. That turned out great. They seem to never break below $250. However, I still love to collect the dividends. My 10 shares each paid me $2.38, landing at, you guessed it, $23.8. And less the tax of $3.57, we get a net payout of $20.23. Continuing on the American stocks, next payment is from Realty Income. Still waiting for that sub $52 level. Decent gains even though the dollar is down big. And I've been collecting a juicy dividend while I wait. My 111 shares each paid me $0.2695, so 29.91 roughly. And less the tax of 4.48, we get a total of $25.43. That sums up the third week. We are sitting at $45.66. Adding it to the monthly total, we get $416.17. For the fourth week, I also received two payments. First out is from Manulife Financial. Let's just say I wasn't expecting this when I started buying them. Look at that chart, it's ridiculous. My percentage gain was larger, but the Canadian dollar has been on a decline as of lately. But hey, I'm happy. My yield on cost is over 6%. My 130 shares each paid me 0.44 Canada, so 57.2, and they also have a 15% withholding tax. So we remove 8.58 and we get 48.62 Canadian dollars. But let's convert it to the freest currency. The exchange is $0.71 for 1 Canadian dollar. We get 34.52 in dollars. Alright, the last dividend payment is coming up, but it's not the last payment for the month. Axfood, another company trading at a premium. The story of my investment life. Decent gains and an okay yield on cost for a boring grocery company. I might sell this one. You see, it's a pretty small position in my portfolio, and it seems I just can't buy more at a decent price. I just think my capital can work better for me in another company. Time will tell. So my 79 shares each paid me 4.25 Swedish crowns. So that's 335.75 in total. Converting it to US dollars, we land at 35.34. Let's hold off on summing up the week and the monthly total, since there is only one payment left. The 5th week, I received interest from my savings account. The rate continues to go down in Sweden, and so does the interest payments. This month, I got 94.16 Swedish crowns, but I also pay 30% tax on interest. So we remove 28.55 and we land at 66.61. Scary. And in dollars we get 7.01. Summing up the 4th and 5th week, we land at $76.87. Adding it to the monthly total, the grand total for the month is $493.04. Let's compare that to September of last year. So we open up my dividend tracker and we can see I was paid 3,263.4 Swedish crowns. That's 343.51 in today's dollar value. So we calculate the difference and we can see a 43.53% gain compared to last year. The next month we will have to beat 4,692.47 Swedish crowns or $493 roughly. Do you think I will be able to do it? I have my doubts. But that's it for this one. Don't forget to like the video if you're into breaking down my monthly income. Subscribe for more dividend investing content and make sure to drop a comment down below. I love chatting with you guys. I'm the Swedish Dividend Investor and I will see you in the next one. Stay smart, stay patient and keep stacking those dividends. Ha det gött!